Hello, welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. We're going to talk about Brand from Antonio Bryce, Kane and White. Check it out. There's some signatures on here, which is always really fun. I love getting, my books scrawled upon. It's fun. It's fun. It makes these artifacts that are, I know they did this probably for every book, but this one's unique to me. Brand took a long time to get to me. Like, I don't have the spreadsheet open where I track this stuff, but I think it took like a year uh, to make its way to me, and it was late, and I don't remember how late it was. But yeah, so you got to keep that in mind as I'm reviewing this. Like, I went into this, I remember this was on Kickstarter, and it didn't succeed. And then it was on Indiegogo, and it did succeed, and I backed it at some point. And now here's the book. And I was really hyped for a little while about it because I saw some of the art, and I'm like, oh man, this looks so cool. Then the hype levels kind of fell off, and I kind of forgot about it for a while. And then the book showed up. I think people were like talking about getting Brand for like 3 months before I got mine, so I was starting to worry that mine had been just completely lost in the mail. So that's a lot of the backstory about Brand. Now, if I was to try to summarize what's going on in this book, I don't think I actually could tell you what happened in this book at any point. There's a lot of stuff with a lot of people talking, a lot of like politicking in their secret magic powered whatever society. One, I don't know who any of these people are, so I don't care about any of their politicking. Two, I have no idea what the fundamental source of their power is or why it's these masks. Three, I didn't care. Like, we start off actually with this, girl like hitchhiking her way across the country to like New York or somewhere, and she gets taken in by clearly a villain. Um, and maybe that's like going to be the main story of the series, like involving her. But I would have sworn, like on the campaign, that this was somehow about like a serial killer. Like there was like some crazy evil killer guy, and that's what people were looking at. But if there is, none of that came through, and maybe I'm just confusing it with another campaign entirely. What we do get though is some crazy, magic powered, awesome looking action sequences. That was a lot of words, and each and every one of them is true. So we start off here, like this dude here, David. He's like a beekeeper. He can't get with her, even though he loves her for whatever reason. He's got like this mask named Penance, and I guess there's another mask somewhere. I have no idea what these are, where they come from, anything about them. It is true that it's better to show than tell, but at some point, if you're not really going to show me, like, a one-page explanation of what's going on, I'm just going to kind of just turn my brain off and go with it. So that's what I did. I just turned my brain off and I went with it. He's got a cool looking car, which might be made of magic. I'm not sure. I don't know that it matters, but it looks cool. And he's like, all right, we got to save this dude. Jacob Moore is missing. Bum, bum, bum. And so he goes. And it looks great, doesn't it? Oh, hey, along the way, let me just... Alligator right there. Here's an alligator, man. Here is an alligator. But yeah, when I say there's a lot of people doing politicking, I mean it, man. It's all over this book, and I don't know who any of these people are, how their society works, or anything about it. It feels like we're jumping into the deep end of the pool, and it was a absolute turnoff for me to pay attention to the plot, to just, like, slather me in that. It's like, let's say you went to watch Star Wars, okay? And instead of starting off in this remote aspect of Star Wars, a desert planet, and you get a little action sequence before that asks a bunch of questions like who is Vader, who is Leia, what's the Empire, what is that message she sent to the planet on that droid, you know. And then you explore the world with Luke Skywalker as he expands his world. What if instead we just, started you off with Emperor Palpatine doing a bunch of back dealings in the Senate while Anakin went and killed people for him. Not even like Anakin falling, just straight up like Anakin is just like the murderer and out killing people for fun. Like that's kind of like what this is. There's a lot of like complex stuff going on here, and I don't really care because when I flip over to here, just look at the stuff on the page, man. Doesn't this look cool? Like she's like shooting like spores or something. He's deflecting it with his like staff or whatever. Then she like dissolves away and melts away. They burn a dude with fire. Before this, they were fighting like some werewolves on previous pages. Dude's like throwing his magical axe at somebody. Like who actually does he throw it at? Oh, I guess he cuts this guy's hand off. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Lots of like just crazy, crazy looking stuff. The art looks just impeccable. It looks like a great book. But I can't tell you a single thing about who any of the people in this book are. I just showed you the pages that involve David because he's like the only guy whose name I remember. I have no idea who any of the other characters in the book are, what they're doing, why they're doing what they're doing, what these masks are, what their source of power is. Like, there's this whole secret society, and we're just thrown into the deep end, and nothing is explained, or even really like. Yeah, I just drowned. I just drowned trying to understand the book, and I moved on. I'm just like, this is an action comic now, bro, and I just treated it that way, even though there's a whole lot of people talking. Every page looks great though. That's Brand in a nutshell. That's what I think of Brand. I think there is a Kickstarter or no, probably an Indiegogo for the sequel, Way of the Gun. I don't know if that's still like an on demand. I think it's been out there for a while now. So check it out. If the art intrigues you, and the art should, you should definitely go check that campaign out, regardless of my feelings about the potential of the story. Because who knows? You reading it, you might go, "Yeah, this makes perfect sense to me." So there you go. Uh, you all have a great day out there. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I couldn't remember what I say to end videos there for a second. Bye bye. It's a rough life. It really is.